So today we are looking at the Archcraft Linux. So here is the boot menu. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. So I'm running it on a virtual machine which is a VMware with a 60 GB of hard disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So here is the desktop layout of Archcraft Linux. So it took like a minute and a half or 2 minutes to load up the desktop layout, and it is usually in my laptop when the Linux distro of Archcraft Linux will load up. It will end up like this, as you can see. You need to change like a wallpaper, so it will fix. So I'm going to first change that thing, preference, maybe change wallpaper here. Let's change the wallpaper. Let's choose this one, and as you can see, it's fixed. So let's change another wallpaper. So as you can see, it's pretty much fixed everything. So this is the latest version of Archcraft. So welcome screen is not loading properly. So let's close these things, and let's change the style of the Linux distro. Let's go to preference, menu style, not the menu style. I forgot of all these things. Change style. Let's change adaptive, and it will change the style to adaptive. And here we have the new style of Archcraft Linux. So here are the applications. Welcome to the Archcraft. So let's launch that thing. Till nothing. You don't see anything, just a blank screen. So let's close this thing, and let's do something like maybe let's try task manager. We don't have a task manager, so let's check the desktop. So this is the desktop. It's almost 630 MB of RAM consuming, and swap is 0. CPU is pretty much under 15%. Tasks are 65, 105 threads, one running. So this is the desktop. So let's go to the official website, or instead of that, let's check the about Archcraft first. So version is 2024.01. So this is the New Year ISO file, or the January ISO file of Archcraft. So let's first go to the official website. Let's try to open the Firefox web browser. So you can change the style of the desktop. We have like a 10 styles. You can change according to your wish or according to your style. So let's wait for a few seconds here, and here it is, the Firefox web browser. Let's check the version first. Let's see what version you get in Archcraft 2024.01. It's a 121.0. So the latest version is like a 127, I guess. So let's close this. Let's type in about support. About support, and hit enter. You get all the information of the browser and some of the information of a distro. The kernel version you get is Linux 6.6.10, and the build ID of Firefox, distribution ID, Arch Linux. You get some of the information here. So let's scroll it down. You can just pause the video and read everything if you want, if it's important for you. If it's not, you can just skip this part and skip the part and check the next part of tutorial. So this is some of the information. You can pause the video, or you can change the playback settings in the YouTube settings, and the video will be in slow-mo. The default value of a playback setting should be 1.0. Change it to 0.25, and you should be seeing everything in a slow-mo. So let's go to their official website, which is Archcraft. You need to type in just Archcraft in the search engine as a search term, and you will take directly to their official website. So I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason I get a random language here. So So this is the website, which is archcraft.io. You can just type in your search bar here, and here it is. Just type in the search bar to directly go to their official website, or you can just type in Archcraft Linux in your search engine based on Arch Linux, minimal Linux distribution. So here is some of the information of features or about the Archcraft Linux, and it's minimal. It can run under 500 MB of memory. So it says as a 500 MB of memory, but it was like a 600 MB while we using, but it's still pretty much near, so it's okay. So this is some of the information. You can contact if you want. Let's go to the news. If we have any news about that version, let's see. So here is the January 2024 release available, or the changes. Updated ISO profile, latest base with the new packages. Update all Archcraft and AUR packages. Migrated alacritty to its new config YML to toml. Updated all scripts related to alacritty. Added tree module in polybar and fixed issue with fonts, small improvements and bug fixed. So these are all the changes of the January version 24.01. So this is the changes. So if you want to go to the downloads, you just go to the official website, or you can go back and just click on download. You get the download here, you get the version, and the username and password for live session is user. Remember these things, so it will be helpful while when you get a pop-up of credentials. There are no 32-bit ARM or WSL edition, and perhaps never going to be. So you don't get a 32-bit option or 32-bit architecture or ISO file. You just get a 64-bit, as you can see, x86_64-bit. So this is the version 2024.01.08, which is almost a few hours ago. So you get mirrors from SourceForge, Google Drive, Mega, and it's always a good option. Go with the Google Drive, or you can go with the SourceForge or Mega. It's clearly up to you. Let's click on download. So let's wait, and here it is, the version. I think this is the Indonesian language, I guess. So I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason it's pretty different. So let's click on this thing. I hope we see ISO file here. Yes, it is. So here is the ISO file, and the file size is around like a 2.4 GB. So let's click on download. Here is the download, or you can just directly download from here. So you get download. I think there's something saying here. Let's try click on download. So I think it's like a exceeded quota or something, like not exceeded quota, it's like something, I don't understand this language. So you can directly go to SourceForge, or else you can get in up to like, it takes like a 5 seconds to generate the link, or it will just download in 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, the download will be started. As you can see, you should always remember the version you're getting here. So Archcraft 2024.01.08. So if you have like a Google account, you will be downloaded easily. So I opened without a Google account, so it says some random things. So if you have like a Google account, it will automatically, and you should be using that in a Google Chrome. So if you use like a Microsoft web browser, it should be getting some issues like too many people used or too many people viewed or downloaded this file in a Google Drive. So if you have an account, it should be downloaded without any issues or errors, anything like that. So that's a problem with the Google Drive. And when you click on Mega or the mega.nz, so it will complete this thing, and it will show you the file. It's always a good option, go with the Google Drive or a SourceForge. The Mega will be asking for some like a premium versions or premium editions. Go down, pay for the premium, all those things. It will stop the downloading process in half sometimes. So that's a good option. Go with the Google Drive or SourceForge. If you have a Mega premium account, you can just download it. So here is the version. Download. You can download it as a standard or a zip file. It's clearly up to you. So here is the download. So that was the downloading process. So that was the information of the 2024 in the news also. So flavors, let's check all the flavors. XFCE, LXDE. So you get two desktops here. You can directly download from here, or you can go to GitHub. All those things you already know how to do that. So let's close this. Let's check all the applications which comes with the 2024 or the 224 version. So these are all the applications you get. You get a basic applications. You don't get much of the applications or bloatware apps from the Archcraft Linux. You get the basic apps. So that's it. You get that many of apps. Here is the Windows, run, apps, all those things. So let's install the Archcraft. I'm not going to install the Archcraft Linux on my virtual disk because I need to make another video. So here you can see the RAM. Here is the hard disk. Here is the CPU. So you can keep an eye on all the system resources throughout the video. It went up to 1 GB now. So let's check about the Calamares installer. You get a 3.2.61 for Archcraft. So this is the basic installation process. There is nothing complicated here. So first you need to choose your language. So people who already know how to install this Linux distro on their hard disk or a virtual disk, you just skip this part. So people who don't know how to install this thing, you can just check other channels of they already made like a lot of videos of how to install that specific Linux distro on the hard disk or a virtual disk. So you can check other channels. I don't have any problems. Always while installing the Linux distro on your PC or a virtual disk, if you use any type of installation or for the hard disk or like anything like that, do check other channels who make a tutorial on how to install that specific Linux distro. Because if you just watch someone's video, just a single video, and try to install it, it will be an issue sometimes. So try to check like a 5 to 6 different channels videos, and don't just watch my channel and try to install it. Just check like a 5 to 6 channels videos, and then go with the installation after you're satisfied. And always while installing, before installing any Linux distro, try to boot it in a live boot. If that Linux distro has a live boot, then first go with the live boot. You try to use like a 5 to 6 hours, maybe a day. Don't just try to install as soon as the ISO file is released. Just wait for a few days or few hours, or try to test it on your own on a live boot. If you didn't find any bugs or crash or anything like that, then go with the installation. So it's always a good practice or a good option to do that, because it's going to ruin your PC sometimes. If it has a bugs or something like that, it's going to ruin your PC. So if you like install it on a virtual disk, it will be okay. You can just delete the virtual disk and create another virtual disk. But if you are trying to install it on your hard disk or a main PC or a work PC, it's going to ruin your PC. So that's the reason I'm going to warn you again and again in every video. Think it as a warning or an opinion, or whatever you like, a reminder or a note, whatever you can call it as. From my point of view, it's a good option. Go with the live boot first, and try to watch another channel like a 5 to 6 channels and 5 to 6 videos, then go with the installation after you're satisfied with the live boot. So that's after that. Let's go to the installation process now. So choose your language, click on next. Choose your location. You can directly point on the map, or you can choose the drop down menu which is available under the map. So you can customize the system language, will be set to American English. You can customize, it's clearly up to you. So the numbers and date locale will be set to American English. You can change or you can keep it like that. Click on next. Choose your keyboard model and keyboard language. I'm choosing Dell as my keyboard, and language as English United States, which is default. You can type it here to test your keyboard. You can test it here, test your keyboard. Click on next. You get the 3 desktop environment here, which is OpenBox, BSPWM, and both at once. So choose whatever you want. Click on next. Here is the partition. Choose your hard disk here. If you have like a multiple hard disk, you need to choose the exact hard disk, because if you choose the erase disk, it's going to erase everything which is available in that hard disk, whether it's a current operating system or a media files, whatever it is in that hard disk will be wiped, all the things. So be careful while doing this thing. That's the reason I'm mentioning before, that you need to check all the videos of installation of a Linux distro. Don't just blindly try to install, because it's going to erase everything. So that's the reason. So here is swap option, ext4 and btrfs, xfs, jfs, riser, all those things. If you want like a manual partitioning, which is like an option for a dual boot option, like that, like if you have like a current operating system, you can boot with this Archcraft Linux distro. You will be having like a dual boot or a dual operating system options. So you need to check other channels who make a video on the specific installation process. So after choosing whatever you choose here in the installation, if you want, you can encrypt your system by providing the both the boxes with the password, which should be same, or else it doesn't allow you to do the next part. So after encrypting, it's clearly optional. If you want to encrypt, you can encrypt. If you don't want, it's clearly up to you. So here is the bootloader location. By default, it's a master boot record of a virtual disk or whatever the hard disk it is. So you have another options like a system partition. Do not install a bootloader location. It's clearly up to you. You can do that later if you already know how to do that. So after choosing these things, click on next. Here is a user creation or a creating a user. You need to type in your username, login, computer name, password, which should be same. You need to provide the administrator password. It should be same or it should be different. It's clearly up to you. You can check this button to choose like a same password for the both the things, or you can change the password. So this should be different and this should be different. It's clearly up to you. So let me type in some random things, which is my channel here. Login, let's see, unboxing. So it automatically gives the name of the computer. You can change or you can keep it like that. Choose your password. For the sake of the video, I'm choosing the simple password. Don't try to do this mistake. Always provide a strong password, and do write it in a diary or a book, anything like that. So if you forget, you can remember or see the diary or a book, anything where you written that password, and you can enter it here. So it's always a good practice or a good option to write it down somewhere, the password. So login automatically without asking for the password. You can check this or uncheck. It's clearly up to you. Use the same password for the administrator account. You can provide the same password or you can change the password. It's clearly up to you. For the sake of the video, I'm choosing the same password as a account password. Click on next, and here is the summary of whatever you choose in the previous installation steps here. If everything is going good, you just click on install. So if everything is okay for you, go with the install. If anything is different, just go back here, clicking on back, and change that according to your wish. After clicking on install, it's going to take like a 5 to 10 minutes. Depends on your PC and depends on the ISO file. If the ISO file is stable, it should be very quick. So if it's a beta version or a development version, and if you have like a low-end PC, it should be like a 5 to 10 minutes or more or less. It's according to your PC and ISO file. So after installation, it should be installed on your virtual disk, hard disk, whatever you choose in the installation destination. So I'm not going to install because I don't want to. I need to make another video, so that's the reason. So these are all the desktop features like a date and time, volume, power options, music, RAM, hard disk, all the CPU, all those things, workspace, application menu. So let's open some of the applications here. So you don't get any lot of applications or bloatware apps in the Archcraft. That's pretty good. So let's type in some of the command to get some of the distro information. For example, neofetch. Here is the neofetch. inxi cat/etc/issue Archcraft. So let's see, uname, UNMR. So kernel you get a 6.6.10, which is already mentioned in the website. So let's type in htop. So resources 755 MB, but it says as a 1 GB of RAM here. So in htop it will show less, but here is the exact numbers. So let's close the htop. Let's check some of the features like a file manager. You get a tuner file manager. Version is 4.18.10. Here is the file system. You can go check all the system files, kernel, all those things. I don't know how to go back in this Linux distro. Let me type in click on back. Yes, it is. I'm using a keyboard, so you don't have any back options or anything. You just get a close option here. Hypervisor, let's go back. Firmware, you can check all these things by going through all the folders, so you already know how to do that, so it's a waste of time to show all those things. So let's go to preference. So here is some of the customization, some of the options available in the tuner file manager. You already know how to check all those things, and you can change the shortcuts, all those things. So it's a waste of time to check all those things. It's going to make a lengthy video, so it will be a bit of time consuming here. So these are all the applications you get. Let's go to the applications. Under the accessories you get all these things: development, graphics, multimedia, network, an office, other, settings, and system. So there is nothing to show here. You don't have any applications to open and check whether it crashes or not. Usually I do this in every Linux distro. I like open random apps, like 10 to 15 apps, to see whether the Linux distro will handle the day-to-day task or not. So if it crashes, it's going to be a waste of using that Linux distro or that specific version of that Linux distro. So you can just get an idea, or you can judge on that test. You can just skip this part. But in this case, you don't get a lot of applications or a heavy resource consuming or a bit of resource consuming applications. You just get a normal system apps. You don't get any GIMP or like Inkscape, Krita. That like resource consuming apps are not available in this application because it's a minimal Linux distro. So it's a waste of time to open applications. You just get a Firefox web browser and some applications, like 2 applications or 3 applications, a bit of resource consuming applications, and you don't get an idea, or you can just judge on that applications. Just opening 3 applications, you don't get any crashes or any bugs or any errors in that. So you need to have like 10 to 12 apps which are heavy resource consuming apps. So we don't have anything in here, so it's a waste of time to open all those things. So let's check some of the features and end the video. So there is already all the changes shown in the video. So if I forgot, do let me know in the comment section. So we already saw the file manager. These are all some plank. You get some plank here, as you can see under here. So let's right click here. Let's check some of the customization and end the video. Open box, menu style. Let's use iconic. Reference, compositor, panel and bar. There is some like a delay or some issue with the mouse pointer. Not a major issue, but a bit of issue. Change style, let's change to default. The default one is like this. You see changes here. Let's go change another one. So these are all the same things which we already saw in almost every version of Archcraft. So there is nothing changed. You get the same 10 application styles, or the themes, or whatever you call the styles of the desktop. So you get the same thing, so there is nothing change in that. So let's see the terminal color. You get a lot of colors here. Let's try to open. Let's use the Dracula. Let's open the terminal now. Here is the different theme, as you can see. What else left here is screen recorder, which is almost same in every version. Let's see wallpapers. So these are all the wallpapers available. Let's apply this thing. Let's close it. Preference, setting manager, appearance settings. Let's go to the appearance settings. Here are the themes. So here are the themes. I don't think there is nothing changes in themes part, I guess. So these are all these themes you get. I think these were already available in the older version, I guess. Arc Darker, Root. Here are some of the icons. Luna Dark, font settings. So I guess that's the end of the video, I guess. So there is nothing to show here. We saw all the changes too. So if I forgot anything, do let me know in the comment section. So I think that's the end of the video. So already posted another video. So if you want to check that out, you can check that out, because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. So let's end the video here. Let's first change the... Let's go to the logout screen and see there is any change in the logout screen. So there is nothing change in the logout screen. You get a session open box and another session. So I think that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. It helps make a good content for you. Other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out.